it tough to keep your shooter's mindset early in the game when nothing was going right for you there?
Yeah, it is tough. It's weird. The basketball is a humbling game. The same shots you make every game in practice or in other games, sometimes it just doesn't go your way, you know. But the one thing I love about my teammates and coaching staff is that they stay with it, you know. And the coach has a lot of patience, especially for me. I've seen that this season. He lets me kind of wade through that, and you know, hopefully I make him look good in the end for still believing in me.
How much of this was a character game for you all, especially going out on the road, coming back down 17 and coming back?
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. Being down 17 with 5.5 minutes left, you know, the team that's won a few games in a row. It was a good team, you know, and we had every reason to fold at that point. Things just weren't going right. Coach kept saying, just keep believing, keep hanging in there, you know, do what your defense. We continue to do that, you know, we became the aggressors, you know, and it seemed like they backed up a little bit and continued to apply pressure.
Do you feel like they back? The craziest comebacks you've ever been part of?
I have to watch it, but it's definitely up there. We were talking about that. That one may have been more fun than the Minnesota game, you know, because being down 17 with 5 minutes to go, you know, sometimes it takes one shot or one stop to kind of spark you and catapult you, and that's what happened there.
Did that 6-point play sort of serve as a turnaround when you, or the 6-point possession?
Yeah, definitely.
Got that flagrant.
Definitely hitting the three-pointer, the free throw, and scoring afterwards. You know, the NBA is a long game. Things like that can change really, really fast, and tonight we were able to do that.
JJ, are you happy with your dad's shot selection tonight?
You happy to have Daddy play tonight? Give me a shot.
He's thinking.
All right.
He's not happy.
He doesn't speak to me either.
Jamal, you probably already answered this, but for Doc to kind of to stick with you through a rough night, what does that mean for you to have a guy who has that kind of confidence in you?
It's fun because it's weird. If you go home and you're 1 for 7 or 1 for 8, you're like, man, it was a bad night, I got to get better. But he allows those 1 for 7, 1 for 8 nights to turn into pretty good nights, you know. And he takes a lot of patience and trust on his part, and he shows that not just in me, but in all of our guys. You know, and our team is always confident in whoever's out there, and they do a good job doing it.
You're kind of working through a little bit of a shooting slump right now. How important? I know you're going to keep shooting, and I know that's what they like about you. But how important is it for you to kind of just to keep attacking and stay aggressive?
Yeah, to keep attacking. I think for me, the bottom line is winning. Like I really just want to win. Some nights will be a night where you really got to go on, and some nights you don't. But you have to find ways to contribute. You know, and having this guy the way he was playing from the start, you know, sometimes it takes one guy to kind of lead, you know, by example, and the other guys follow.
JJ and Jamal, can you both talk about possibly the X factor of this performance, possibly Matt Barnes stepping up as big as he did and scoring what he did tonight?
Matt was great tonight. You know, he's always kind of an X factor. We need him to play well off the bench. You know, and he's had some games where you can tell he's getting back into his rhythm, and tonight was kind of full-fledged Matt Barnes as we all know him. So it was good to see him play like that.
You both had a game like this that you can recall where you made this kind of a run in the last few minutes, down 17. Do you remember the last time this happened?
No, 5 minutes ago. Maybe Houston, we were down going to the fourth. I think we were down 16 or 17.
No, it was the third, though. It was the third. We came back in the third. We had to lead by the fourth.
Oh, you're right.
There was a game when I was in Orlando, we were down, I don't know, it wasn't 16, but it was like 10 with like a minute to go maybe. And it was against Philly, and Jason Richardson hit a 4-point play to tie it. Andre Iguodala fouled him, so that was probably one of the more crazy NBA games I've been a part of. And the Minnesota game, when Chris got that steal at the end.
Talk about your performance tonight, JJ. 33 points, career high. How did that boost your confidence, especially going on the road, coming back off an injury?
In terms of confidence, I feel confident playing. I wouldn't be out there if I wasn't confident in my cardio and my skill level and my wrist coming back from injury. But it's nice to have shots going early, and that happened again tonight. And then got it, going again in the second quarter. So it was, a combination of a lot of things. Just playing with energy, and there were some crazy plays. Dallenberg stepped on my head, and somehow I got a wide open 3 from Blake at the other end. Just a wild night.
Were you all right after that? It seemed like you were a little shooken up.
Oh yeah, I got a little cut in my ear, but it just anytime a 270-pound man steps on your head. It happens a lot. It just takes a couple seconds to get back.
Blake, Sean Merritt called this game, said there was a lot of testosterone out there, very physical, chippy battle. How much of that went into kind of maybe feeding you guys into that comeback and something you could build on and grow from?
I think it was a big part of it. You know, when things got a little chippy, I thought we buckled down and played better. You know, and that's the reason for us coming back. We, you know, it got chippy there in the fourth quarter. I mean, really throughout the whole game, but again in the fourth quarter, and you know that's when we kind of buckled down. So that was huge for us.
But would you say you guys have taken a step as far as advancing in your team performance, especially without Chris in the lineup? What would you say as far as your performance and advancement as a team's chemistry is concerned?
I think we played hard and really realized that, you know, we have to rely on our system, you know, with CP out. And he does so much with the basketball and kind of directs us offensively that we really have kind of stepped back and really relied on our system and relied on the things we've been working on since day one. And that's proved to you know, be great for us. So hopefully, you know, this just makes us a better team when we do get CP back.
You were 7-9 from the three-point line tonight. Can you talk about the zone that you got into in terms of your shooting?
You know, it felt good. Obviously, my three-point shot the other night against the Lakers didn't feel as good, and I think part of that was just, you know, coming back from injury and trying to get a feel for things. And there's a rhythm, you know, when you're on the move a lot. There's a rhythm that your legs need and your body needs. You know, I compare it a little bit to a golf swing. You know, everything's got to happen in sequence, and so especially from that distance, and that definitely happened tonight.
JJ, how did you stay sharp while you were out? I mean, you weren't really able to do much with the type of injury, right?
I did a lot of running on my own. It was I basically took the first week off and allowed the bone to kind of set a little bit, and then for the next 5 weeks until I was back, I did cardio day, lower body day, cardio day, and just kind of alternated days. For 6 days, took a day off, 6 days, took a day off. So, you know, when the team was on the road, it was a little bit harder because you have to self-motivate a little bit. But, you know, Rich and Jason and everybody was great helping me out.
After coming back from your injury, how gratifying is it to have a game like that?
Well, it's nice to get a win. You know, I think when I was hurt and kind of the team initially went east and we struggled a little bit, that was the most frustrating part, was just seeing your team not win. So I'm happy that we got a little win streak going. Is it a streak yet? What's it, 4 or 5?
Four.
That's not a streak yet.
How do you
We've won
rate-
4 in a row. 5 is a streak.
Blake, you guys have had, you've had, like.
Oh, hey, Blake.
You guys have had multiple games. You guys have had multiple games to share. When you were talking about it before, you know, like the Minnesota game where you guys came back, Houston, you guys came back. Is that a trait of this team that you guys don't give up? Is that something that's real with you guys?
We've shown that at times, but I think at times we've gone the other way and we have fallen apart a little bit down the stretch. So I mean, those games really kind of showed us and should prove to us that we're never really out of a game. But you know, I mean, we would love for that to be our thing. Obviously, we'd love for not to be in that situation in the first place. But the resolve that we had tonight and some of these other games has been very.
How do you explain the 23-4 run though down the stretch when I'm just, you know, down 17 on blue?
I mean, we locked in. When it got chippy, like I said earlier, we locked in. We made the plays down the stretch. They tightened up, and it got a little bit too comfortable. And then once we got it going, you know, it was tough to stop.
How are you handling situations like that differently now this year? I mean, it seems like teams are targeting you and your response has been a bit different.
Yeah, now I'm just kind of thinking about going to the free throw line and knocking down a shot. I think that kind of has to be my focus, but you know, just the same way really. I can't react negatively because I don't want to have a situation where I have to go sit in the locker room like I did in a certain game before. So you know, it's just a mind over matter type deal.
Is that the same?
I would say you seem though like you were pretty upset after the down there. Like you got up and kind
Yeah,
of.
just more upset about some of the things that were said than that whole situation, really.
The official
basically bear hugged you. Did you realize that was an official, or do you think that was?
No, I knew it was official,
Okay.
but his arms were like on my waist.
How about 7 games in 11 nights coming up here? I mean, how do you, you've been through something similar just a few weeks ago. Does that help, knowing what you gotta go through? Are you used to the Grammy trip now, or what?
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty used to the long road trip. And I think that first one we had was a good test for us. So, you know, we wanted to perform a lot better than we did last road trip. I thought it was pretty disappointing last time around. So, it's going to be tough. You know, being on the road. You know, same situation. You know, without our point guard, but you know, guys got to step up, and you know, guys have shown that we can do that. So, it'll be a great test for us.
All right, thanks, everybody.